It has to have some sort of connection. It's grounded in truth, but it's almost a warped perspective being offered by the comedian. The timing, the way it comes in. And I look at it, I'm like, yo, nah.
When news broke of Diddy's recent arrest, it reignited public debate around his infamous Diddy parties, those star-studded affairs that saw everyone from Jay-Z to Leonardo DiCaprio on the guest list. Yet, not all rappers embraced the lavish gatherings. Some actively distanced themselves, none more notably than 50 Cent or 50 Cent, a long-standing rival of Diddy, has taken shots at him for years. On stage at a concert, 50 once cracked that he'd never step foot in a puffy party, joking, "He hugs you from the front and the back at the same time." The feud didn't stop there. In 2018, 50 Cent escalated the tension by throwing shade, calling Diddy out after he made a shopping offer that Curtis found questionable. The animosity wasn't always present, though. Once upon a time, the possibility of 50 Cent joining Bad Boy Records didn't seem far-fetched. But everything shifted in 2010 when Diddy became Rick Ross's manager, aligning himself with one of 50 Cent's biggest adversaries. That move ignited a rivalry that's continued to simmer ever since. 50 Cent has never been one to mince words, and his criticism of Diddy is no exception. The Inda Club rapper has accused Diddy of profiting off Biggie's legacy, once stating, "Enough is enough. Biggie's name should never have become Diddy's black card." He even went as far as questioning Diddy's loyalty, saying, "When was the last time Diddy was really lifting up his brother, not just picking up his bag?" It wasn't long before tensions boiled over. At the 2010 BET Awards post-show, Diddy fired back, delivering an impassioned response. "Check this out. I love my people. Stop the hate, man. Congratulate. Hate is for you. Hating. You're ashy and your breath stinks. You know who I'm talking to." This back and forth set the stage for an even more intense confrontation just a few years later. In 2014, the feud reignited when 50 Cent posted a montage on Instagram that showed Steve Stout posing with Diddy, alongside a photo of Diddy and Rick Ross face-to-face. The caption read, "I ain't saying nothing but something ain't right. LMAO." It was a clear jab, hinting that there was more going on behind the scenes than met the eye. Fast forward to 2024, and after a recent raid on March 25th, 50 Cent ramped up the trolling once again. He posted a video saying, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they've got a case." A clip soon surfaced of Diddy biking around Miami, and 50 couldn't resist taking another dig. "Smile, big smile, damn. Last seen on a bike, Diddy's popping further." The feud, it seems, shows no signs of slowing down. In his typical fashion, 50 Cent didn't hold back when revisiting an old, awkward moment between Diddy and Mike Tyson. The clip in question, from a 1998 appearance on the Keenan Ivory Weigh-In show, shows Tyson lifting Diddy's hand to display his jewelry, quipping, "It's all about the Benjamins," a nod to the 1997 hit featuring Biggie, Lil' Kim, and the LOX. While the exchange might have seemed playful at first glance, 50 put a different spin on it. When he reposted the footage, 50 joked that Tyson was actually moving Diddy's hand away, quipping, "Ha ha ha, look at Mike. Oh no, you're not gonna touch my abs, buddy. LOL. The implication? That Diddy may have crossed a line, according to 50's colorful retelling. Following Diddy's recent arrest, 50 took to social media again, making sure to bring up some bizarre items reportedly found in the music mogul's home. He wrote, "Here I am keeping good company with the Drew Barrymore show, and I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house." But perhaps the most controversial claim from 50 comes from his repeated accusations that Diddy was involved in Tupac Shakur's murder, a theory he's brought up more than once. Even Eminem, one of 50's closest allies, hinted at the same in his track Kill Shot. Whether fact or fiction, 50 Cent's takes on Diddy never failed to grab attention. Joe Budden shared how Diddy reacted when Eminem dropped lines alluding to Diddy's alleged involvement in Tupac's murder. On his album The Death of Slim Shady, Eminem rapped in the track Fuel about the possibility that Diddy ordered Pac's murder through Keef D, a figure who's gone on record in various interviews claiming to have played a role in the infamous killing. Keef D, who knew Diddy personally, stated that Diddy allegedly offered him $1 million for Tupac's head. These shocking assertions eventually led to Keef D's arrest following his bold public statements. In Fuel, Eminem delivered some unforgettable punchlines, cementing them as some of the hardest hitting in hip-hop history. He played on words, hinting at controversy and making his audience pause with his sharp lyricism. Eminem didn't stop there. On the same album, he addressed Diddy again. In the track Bad One, he rapped about a Diddy party, declaring, "Me offending you is nothing new. It's what I love to do. This is subterfuge just to screw with you, and yeah, this much is true." His lines kept the discussion going, adding another layer of scandal to Diddy's reputation in the rap world. In his track Antichrist, Eminem recalled a disturbing moment captured on video, Diddy allegedly attacking his ex-girlfriend Cassie. The exact nature of their relationship remains unclear, but there's little evidence to suggest it was ever positive. For instance, in a notable moment from the 2003 Grammy Awards, Diddy was on stage presenting Eminem with the award for Best Rap Album. Observers in the comments have pointed out that Diddy seemed less than enthusiastic when announcing Eminem as the winner, leading some to speculate that their animosity might have already begun. This tension was further fueled by Eminem's earlier music. In one track, released in 2000, Slim Shady reportedly made references to wanting to date Diddy's then-girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez. By 2001, Diddy and Lopez had parted ways, a breakup that Suge Knight would later mock openly. Suge, already running Death Row Records, used the split as another opportunity to taunt Diddy, who was still establishing Bad Boy Records at the time. At that point, Puffy was gearing up for the release of Biggie's Ready to Die album. Interestingly, he reached out to Suge for his opinion on the album's instrumentals. This move reportedly caught Suge off guard, and he later mentioned it in an interview, expressing surprise at Diddy's bold request. These incidents, stitched together, illustrate the tangled web of rivalries, rumors, and tense interactions surrounding Diddy, Eminem, and others in the hip-hop scene. The rivalry between Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records was a bitter feud that spilled over into numerous tense encounters. One such flashpoint arose over a sample from Snoop Dogg's track, The Shiznit, which was used on the intro to Biggie's Ready to Die album. Suge Knight, founder of Death Row, reportedly took offense, viewing it as a disrespectful move. Adding to his frustration was Puff Daddy's tendency to appear on all of his protégés' projects. Suge felt this stifled the artist's growth, claiming Bad Boy Records seemed more focused on fame than fostering independent creativity. Tensions only escalated when Tupac Shakur, at the time serving a prison sentence, expressed interest in joining Suge Knight's label. Tupac had a rocky relationship with Puff Daddy and Bad Boy, one that took a darker turn after Pac accused Diddy of being involved in the infamous Quad Recording Studios robbery in New York. The accusation created a ripple effect, transforming Tupac's personal grudge into a full-fledged label war. At the 1995 Source Awards, Suge Knight openly challenged Puff Daddy, making a veiled jab that electrified the already hostile atmosphere. Puffy later admitted that this confrontation marked one of the most harrowing moments of his life. He described it as holding the power to ignite a major conflict, one he ultimately decided to step back from. But the feud didn't end there. In Atlanta, an altercation erupted between members of Death Row and Bad Boy's crew. The encounter turned deadly when Suge's close friend, Big Jake, was killed. Suge later spoke out about the tragedy in interviews, further fueling the long-standing animosity between the two iconic hip-hop labels. Puff has spoken about the tragic night Big Jake was shot. He recalled confronting Suge afterward, only to have Suge yell at him, accusing him of being behind the incident. Puff was bewildered, pointing out that he too could have been shot, just like Suge. Yet Suge's anger ran deep. At one Death Row party, a Bad Boy Records affiliate appeared, and it turned into a brutal encounter. Suge and his crew beat the individual mercilessly in an attempt to extract information about Puff's whereabouts. In a disturbing twist, they reportedly forced the victim to drink urine. Even now, with Suge Knight behind bars, his feud with Puff continues to linger. Suge has recently commented on current events, warning Puff that danger still looms. As for Tupac, the history between him and Puff is well documented. Their relationship never improved, with Pac openly dissing Puffy multiple times before his death. Tracks like Hit 'Em Up, and songs from Pac's posthumous album, The Dawn Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, including Against All Odds, kept the animosity alive. In fact, Puff has admitted that Hit 'Em Up still stings, calling it a track that hurt to this day. Interestingly, the tension wasn't limited to rival labels. Some of Puff's own artists from Bad Boy Records reportedly felt underappreciated and disrespected within the label's ranks, adding another layer of discord to his legacy. Once upon a time, even chairs flew during heated disputes at Bad Boy Records. Back in 1995, the LOX joined the label, but it didn't take long for their gritty, hardcore rap style to clash with Bad Boy's shiny, polished image. Over the years, tensions grew until the group became desperate to break free from their contract, employing every legal maneuver they could find. In the end, Jadakiss shared the turning point that allowed the group to finally move on from Bad Boy. Yet the departure didn't put an end to the drama. Even after gaining their freedom, the LOX still clashed with Diddy, with Jadakiss famously calling him a coward. At the heart of the conflict was a heated dispute over publishing rights. The LOX felt Diddy was hoarding profits from their success and demanded he share the wealth. They alleged that Diddy owned a staggering 50% of their publishing. In a radio interview with Hot 97's Angie Martinez, Diddy claimed he only owned 20% and had earned about $400,000 from the LOX. A representative for the group quickly shot back, armed with legal documents contradicting his claims. Despite all the back and forth, they eventually buried the hatchet. The LOX reunited with Diddy to perform at the Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour. And by 2023, the LOX were gearing up for a landmark event of their own, the LOX and Friends 50th Anniversary of Hip Hop Show. Their journey from embattled signees to seasoned veterans is a testament to resilience, even when bad blood seems impossible to overcome. Diddy's reputation for challenging the new wave of rappers isn't without incident. While he certainly made headlines with the previous generation's icons, his confrontations with newer artists like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar showed he wasn't afraid to exert his authority. One notorious flashpoint came after Kendrick's bold proclamation on Big Sean's Control, where he declared himself the King of New York. Though the verse was widely seen as competitive rather than a direct diss, it clearly struck a nerve. In response, Diddy posted a photo of himself and Jay-Z laughing with the caption, and then Kendrick Lamar said, "I'm the King of New York." But the drama didn't stop at a meme. According to TDE President Punch, things boiled over in 2013 during a confrontation that's become the stuff of hip-hop legend. Allegedly, Diddy threatened J. Cole with a bottle, saying he'd slit his throat if he felt disrespected. All in the presence of Jay, ZJ Cole later referenced this infamous scuffle on his track Let Go My Hand, adding another layer of truth to the heated exchange. Diddy's run-ins didn't stop there. The following year, another clash emerged, this time with Drake. It centered around the track 0 to 100, produced by Boy One Day, which was sent to both Diddy and Drake. Diddy reportedly wanted Drake to ghostwrite for him on the track, but instead, Drake kept it for himself. This led to further friction, cementing Diddy's contentious relationships with a new generation of rap heavyweights. In December 2014, reports circulated that Diddy confronted Drake at a nightclub in Miami and allegedly slapped him. Diddy later denied the incident ever occurred, but it became a hot topic in hip-hop circles. Meanwhile, Drake never directly addressed the rumored altercation. However, some fans have speculated that he took subtle jabs at Diddy on his track 4 p.m. in Calabasas. On the song, Drake's delivery appears to mimic Diddy's signature "ha ha ha ha" from Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, adding fuel to the idea that Drake was throwing shade. In another instance, Drake posted a screenshot from the 2015 film The Big Short, highlighting a line where Ryan Gosling's character says, "I never hung out with these idiots after work ever. I have fashion friends." Fans interpreted this as Drake indirectly mocking Diddy's infamous parties from the early 2000s, which were rumored to have turned into wild, chaotic events. If this was indeed a sneak diss, it would not have been the first time Drake relied on subtlety to make his point. While Drake preferred more veiled shots, Kanye West often took a more direct approach. Kanye was known to be blunt and wasn't afraid to speak his mind. If he had issues with Diddy, Kanye likely wouldn't have hesitated to tell him off. In the world of hip-hop feuds, the drama never truly ends. As time went on, Diddy found himself entangled in yet another controversy, this time involving claims of unpaid royalties. Some former artists on Bad Boy Records came forward, accusing Diddy of withholding their rightful earnings. They alleged that contracts signed in the 1990s had locked them into unfavorable deals, leaving them unable to fully profit from their own hits. These grievances weren't just whispers. Several artists voiced their frustrations publicly, reigniting old tensions between Diddy and some of his former collaborators. This public airing of grievances led to renewed discussions about the balance of power in the music industry. Critics pointed out that while Diddy rose to the top as a savvy businessman and producer, the artists who helped build the Bad Boy legacy were often left behind financially. Although Diddy occasionally issued statements refuting these allegations, the claims persisted, casting a shadow over his legacy. In recent years, Diddy has taken steps to repair relationships with some of his former artists. He's organized reunion tours and promised fairer treatment for up-and-coming talent. Despite these efforts, the stories of past conflicts continue to follow him, cementing his reputation as a polarizing figure who has both shaped and stirred the hip-hop world. Even as Diddy tried to reconcile with his past, another unexpected name came into the picture: Mase. Once one of Bad Boy's biggest stars, Mase had quietly stepped away from the music industry at the height of his fame, leaving fans and insiders speculating about the real reasons behind his departure. Years later, Mase would resurface, not to drop a new hit, but to call out Diddy for allegedly unfair business practices. Mase accused Diddy of controlling the rights to his publishing, claiming that his former mentor demanded an exorbitant amount of money to sell it back. In an emotional social media post, Mase described feeling like a pawn in a larger game, asserting that Diddy's business decisions had kept him from fully enjoying the fruits of his early success. For a label that built itself on the image of family and loyalty, this public fallout came as a shock to many longtime fans. Diddy, for his part, responded with a mix of denial and justification. He insisted that the deals in question were standard for the industry at the time and that everyone involved had willingly signed them. However, Mase's words resonated with others who had worked under the Bad Boy banner. His story opened the floodgates for more allegations, with several artists hinting at similar experiences. These disputes have only added to the complexity of Diddy's legacy, raising questions about the power dynamics between artists and label heads, and whether past actions can truly be made right. In the midst of these ongoing disputes, another figure from Diddy's past, former Bad Boy rapper Black Rob, added his own voice to the conversation. Known for his hit single Whoa in 2000, Black Rob had enjoyed a brief but memorable run under the Bad Boy Records umbrella. But in later years, his situation took a darker turn. Health issues and financial struggles began to dominate his narrative, sparking debates about how artists are treated once their commercial success fades. Black Rob's public struggles reignited criticism of Diddy's stewardship. Some fans and industry insiders questioned why an artist who contributed to Bad Boy's golden era seemed to be left out in the cold. Critics pointed to Rob's plight as another example of what they saw as a pattern of neglect from Diddy toward his former stars. In response, Diddy made public gestures of support, offering financial assistance and promising to help Black Rob get back on his feet. Yet the public's reaction remained divided. While some praised Diddy for stepping in, others argued that such help came too late and only after significant backlash. For many, Black Rob's story underscored a larger issue: the way in which artists, especially those from hip-hop's earlier generations, are often left vulnerable once their hit-making days are over. Ultimately, Black Rob's situation brought renewed attention to the ongoing conversation about fairness, accountability, and support for artists within the music industry. It served as a reminder that behind every chart-topping hit lies a complex web of contracts, relationships, and legacies, ones that don't always have a happy ending. In 2022, a new conflict arose when Diddy appeared on The Breakfast Club and expressed his disagreement with Kanye West's choice to wear a White Lives Matter shirt. While Diddy wouldn't explicitly condemn Kanye's decision, his comments were enough to upset Ye. Kanye, known for speaking his mind, fired off a lengthy text message to Diddy, venting his frustrations. The message ended provocatively. "Come do something illegal to me now, please." When Diddy replied, suggesting they meet in person to clear the air, Kanye's response was blunt and harsh. "Fuck you, you fed." It was clear Ye wasn't interested in any kind of peaceful resolution. At the Rolling Loud Festival in Los Angeles that same year, Diddy reportedly tried to approach Kanye to discuss the issue, but Kanye avoided him entirely, making it obvious that a conversation wasn't going to happen. To add to the drama, Gucci Mane released a diss track titled No Diddy, in which he repeated the phrase "No Diddy" an incredible 119 times. The track fueled the public's fascination with the ongoing disputes surrounding Diddy, Kanye, and other figures in the hip-hop world.